say I'm arrogant. I say damn right. That's pride. Pride in the saying I am. Now tune into the big exclusive podcast available on all podcast platforms or the BEpodcast.com. Listen now or I'll eat your whole race. Oh, and you better like or subscribe or else.
What Vegeta said, you better like and subscribe or else. Welcome back. It's the Big Exclusive Podcast. I am 1/3 of the Big Exclusive Podcast. I'm super excited tonight. We got a very dope show, super exclusive, super dope special guest tonight. But you know how we do. We can't start a show without doing a little bit of housekeeping. First things first, we got to show love to our sponsors because without them, it would not be possible. If you see me looking down, double duty tonight. I'm on the phone, I'm on the live, I'm on the stream. Same rules still apply. Make sure you guys are sharing the stream. And if you are on YouTube, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. All right, I would greatly appreciate that. Y'all see the new headphones too? Beat Solo 3. That's thanks to the sponsors. First sponsors, Maywa Cosmetics. That is the company of my 11-year-old daughter who is soon to be 12 in October. That's Maywa by Kayla. So if you have a young lady, daughter, sister, aunt, mom, grandmom, any ladies in the family, head over to Maywa Cosmetics. Get them some lip balm, some lip gloss, some lip scrub. She even has the whipped body butter. All right, make sure y'all go over and show Kayla some love. All the products you see tonight, you can pick up at www.icraftmart.com. That's www.icraftmart.com. Home of the 99-cent digital bookstore, which means once you pay 99 cents, that's less than $1. You can download it immediately. We have all kinds of books over there, from lifestyle books to fitness and exercise books. And there's also health and wellness and a bunch of beauty products over there. So do me a favor, show some love to www.icraftmart.com. While you're there, pick up some Concrete Rose Candle Co. companies. That candle is all that. My favorite is the salted caramel. I love the salted caramel. It's definitely my favorite. You can also pick that up at iCraftMart.com. Make sure you guys lock in every Saturday to Fat Gene Activated. Fat Gene Activated has a very new host. My man Ant Metlock has took over duties. And what is Fat Gene Activated? It's just him going around to different food spots and see if it can activate his fat gene. He will be rating things based off the wooden fork system. So 1 wooden fork all the way up to 4. If you know you got 5, if he was able to activate his fat gene. Major shout out and major salute to Luke, our new social media manager here at the Big Exclusive Network. Luke, we appreciate you. We already seeing a difference in the quality. We're seeing the difference in the numbers on social media. Thank you for coming in to the family and getting our shit together. Also, this weekend, get them orders in early. That big exclusive banana pudding. That exclusive banana pudding. Oh, that's the wrong one because it's $8 now. Last week's price is not this week's price. All right? That was the wrong one loaded in there. Okay? Apologies for that. But with that being said, let's bring in the angriest man in the podcast game.
Hey now.
OG, what's up?
What's happening?
Man, I ain't got nothing going on. What you got going on?
Ain't nothing going on but the rent, man.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Yeah, ain't nothing going on but the rent.
J-O-B, if you want to be with me.
And the rent is spent right now.
The rent is spent right now? That is funny as hell, OG. Quick question. How was your weekend?
It's a couple days that went by, man.
Couple days that went by.
They went by kind of slow. I had a sort of a rough one, man.
Yeah,
It's all good, though.
one?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, You know what I thought happened this weekend? Because in my mind, all your weekends is like filled with all like just the raunchiest, nastiest, dustiest shit I can imagine.
Almost bit a
No,
motherfucker to
man.
death. Almost bit a motherfucker to death. Almost
I
bit a
was, I
motherfucker
was,
to
I
death.
was, I had a rough one this weekend.
All right, and so has the week made it any better?
I mean, it's always going, just turn the
Balance,
page.
right?
That's all.
Right,
Just turn the
balance.
page.
Shit, it all balances out. It all come out in the wash. If not, it'll all come out in the rinse.
Yeah.
Let's get some shout outs out. We got Tiff producing tonight. Shout out to El Presidente. If y'all see me looking up, I got the big screen behind the setup. So I'm just trying to check out and see how I look on screen. Vanity is kicking in. And if you see me look down, that's me looking at my phone, trying to see what's going on. Tiffany Ann, what's up? I'm sure Tiff shared. Make sure you guys tag your friends in, tag your family in. My man Ant in the building, aka Slim Exclusive.
What
We
up,
have
man?
some lurkers, as always, but that's okay. Say
What's
hi.
up? What up? My homeboy Mel. What's happening?
Mel, what's going on
We got
with
to
you?
give Mel one, man. Mel a new listener. We got to give him a new watcher.
Mel and Lunis. Okay. All right, let's
We got
give
to
him
give
one.
him one, man. Here you go. This one for you, Mel. This how
Hey,
we welcome
listen.
you to the podcast, Mel.
Exactly. Wait, I got it. Here it is.
If you laugh, you're going straight to hell, Mel, with gasoline drawers on.
Hey, listen. Let's
Say
give him the
Boogie,
other
what
one
up?
too.
If you laugh, you're going straight, Mel.
I know I'm going. I already know I'm going. I already know I'm going. I told y'all we had a super dope show tonight. Some more shout outs,
That's
V
the new person,
Page.
V Page. What is this? And how did I get in? Well, stick around for a little bit.
Stick around for a little bit. We got
We're
a
gonna
super
give you a
dope
good
special
reason to be. Gonna
guest.
give you a good reason to be here. Stick around.
Right.
What's up,
Um,
Teresa?
T, what's up, T? Who else we got? Pigtails and helmets. I'm dying, bro. Yeah, Mel. Put them gasoline drawers on. You going with us. Doc, what's up, Doc? Good to see you tonight, Doc. Make sure you tag in your friends, your family. Appreciate that. V, so far, so good. Okay, V, we appreciate that. Tiff, we done? I told y'all we had a special show for y'all tonight. And I wasn't overselling it. I started
Wasn't
following
hyping up
this
no
guy.
12 inch. Wasn't hyping up a 12 inch.
Ladies, if you experienced that, leave it in the comments. If you was expecting Graterford, you know what I mean, and it came up a little short, share your story in the comments. Um, who else we got? All right, let me get off of there. Let me put this down because I want to look into the camera. I got to do my guy right. I started following this guy probably about 5, maybe 6 months ago. Very humble man, highly entertaining. He's your favorite creator's favorite creator. And what I love about this guy is his videos are never just surface videos. His videos always take you to that second level of thinking. He comes by way of our northern brothers. He's in Canada, Toronto to be exact. I'm excited that, because I'm a fan of Toronto, also Montreal, one of my favorite places to visit. But he's certainly has made his mark on TikTok. He has more than 100,000 followers, and he has, I would argue, the best catchphrase on TikTok.
I'm gonna have to
If he's
challenge him,
ready,
man.
if
I'm
he's
gonna join
ready,
TikTok and challenge him.
let's bring in Jahni.
Hey yo.
Hey yo,
Hey, AOG. I
What's
accept the
happening?
challenge. I'm
I'm gonna have to challenge you, man.
Hey, I
You
revel in
got
it.
you got hey yo and I got hey now.
Hey now. Hey, one day I might start one of my videos with your catchphrase, and then if you come on TikTok, you start one of your videos with my catchphrase.
All right,
yo,
I got you.
that would be too epic.
Hey now.
First, where did the hey yo? Where did that come from, bro?
So, one thing about me that I would first of all, let me just start off by saying thank you for having me on the podcast. I appreciate you reaching out to me, and of course, supporting me throughout throughout the months on TikTok and everything. For those who don't know, for a lot of people who come to know me, they come to realize that I'm a big wrestling guy. I love wrestling, especially like old school wrestling. New stuff is cool too, but old school wrestling for me is where it's at. And
I went out with The Rock and the Stone Cold era. That was the last for me.
that was the last. Oh
Yeah, it
man,
got too commercialized after that.
I feel that. I mean, it gets better. After that, there was like a bit of a down period, but I would say give the new stuff a chance. But one of my, I think OG, you might know who this guy is. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall.
Yeah, Scott Hall.
Yeah,
Wolf
that's
Pack.
exactly. So my thing is,
NWO.
exactly. So one of my things is I've always been a big fan of the NWO, the Clique, basically the Shawn
Yeah,
Michaels, and Triple H, Kevin Nash. And when Scott Hall passed away, he was one of my favorite wrestlers, top 10 of all time. And when Scott Hall passed away, I kind of felt like I needed to, like, I wanted to carry on his Heyo because I thought it was like one of the coolest things in wrestling.
yeah.
So
Facts.
I just incorporated that in my videos, and then since then, I guess it's sort of taken on a thing of its own with me, where it's like now not most people, but a lot of people I know will associate Heyo with me rather than Scott Hall. But I will always let it be known, ripped off Scott Hall, gimmick infringement.
I used to go to the matches back in the day when I was a kid, man, a young boy.
Oh man, what's
Listen,
one of your favorite?
in Philly, we used to
My
sneak
favorite
into
wrestler, probably like Bob Backlund or Bruno Sammartino.
See, Bruno. I'm kind of I'm not the biggest Bruno fan because of the politics
That's
that
probably because that's when I first started watching it. He was the man when I first started. So I equate that to when I first started watching, whatever. But
right.
my favorite tag team of all time is the Road Warriors,
Road
hands
Warriors.
down,
Warriors, absolutely.
hands down. You hear that music and it's on. So I would venture to say so. If we're gonna say modern day, I would have to say Stone Cold,
Absolutely,
the
absolutely.
rattlesnake.
Yeah,
And listen, you hear that glass break?
It's your
it's
ass.
over. It's
Once you hear the
over.
glass,
It's
that's your
your
ass.
I like
Like,
that.
just the adrenaline that comes from hearing that shit
Yeah.
is like insane.
Yeah,
So we got the catchphrase, right?
right.
When did you like notice a shift and you started taking off on TikTok?
I would say there's about three. There's like
Okay.
three different moments where I knew that I was doing something on the app that I was like, okay, maybe I should continue with it. The first one was one of the first viral videos I made where it was like I had bought a replica set of Kobe and Michael Jordan's championship rings. So there was a commercial, old 2K commercial that Michael Jordan did where he was talking about like who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be who's the greatest team of all time. And then he shows his rings. So I did like a voiceover reenactment of that, and then that went up. Then another video I did was a video where I talked about a historical domino effect where the creator of Good Times was approached by the Black Panther Party about the programming that he was putting out, and they didn't like it. So because of that, they created the Jeffersons, and because of the Jeffersons, that kind of set the table for the Cosby Show. And then the Cosby Show set the table. Well, you know, out of a Cosby Show came a different world, and a different world contributed to more black students enrolling in post-secondary, in like university and college and HBCUs and things of that nature. So I saw that take off, and I was like, oh, okay, so now we're getting somewhere. The final one was the video game sample series. Once that started to really take on a mind of its own, and I started to see my page go from 25,000 to 50,000 to 60,000 within like just days, I was like, all right, now we're rolling.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Exactly. I love that phrase.
So I've been watching for a while, and one thing is consistency. How do you stay motivated to keep coming up with like this original content?
You know, I was actually talking to my friend about this last night. How with me, a lot of the stuff that I do, a lot of the content that I make, and a lot of the things that I talk about is all things that have always been on the back of my mind for years, that I was like, no, I want to talk about this, right? But for whatever reason, like TikTok didn't exist at one point, and then there was YouTube, but I didn't think that I had like I didn't really know how to really start on YouTube talking about these things. So like for me, it's like I'll be sitting down, I'll sit around on my bed or on my couch or whatever, and I'll be watching something, and then it'll just come to me. Like the Keenan and Kel video I did, I was watching the interview that they did for, I think, Good Morning America or for Entertainment Weekly or whatever, and I was watching that, and I was like, you know, this would have never happened almost 10 years ago. And then the minute that thought clicked into my mind, I was like, I'm gonna make a video about their relationship, about their partnership and everything. So for me, the motivation just comes from years of collecting so much, I guess, information, so much, and the things that I'm very passionate about and the things that I'm interested in. It just comes from years of collecting all the information about that and being like, you know what, let's talk about it, because if I'm interested in it, I'm sure there are other people who are interested, and I'm sure there are other people who would like to know, who probably don't know about it. So that sort of is what motivates me to do it.
I'm gonna have to get with you behind the scenes, because I got 1,000 stories.
I got you. You know, you just spitball me, spitball me a whole bunch of points.
So I don't know if you're ready for his stories, or if you can even tell his stories on TikTok, but I'm not sure. It'd be great to see you try to interpret it into your style of content, because these stories are crazy.
I will definitely. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I would like to say that I'm really good at what I do. So
We're gonna test it.
I got
you. We're
you.
gonna test your gangster.
I revel in challenges.
So one of the things that I saw in one of the bios, it was like your favorite creator's favorite creator.
Right.
And I've heard that phrase before with MCs like Jadakiss, Styles P, more importantly. And in the intro, the one thing I said I absolutely love about you is the information is never surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Are you cognizant that you're going to like the second and third level of information and presenting the information?
I would say so, because for me, I'm a big guy on, like, I'm a huge, I guess you could say, proponent or advocate. That's the better word. I'm a huge advocate for getting into layers and getting into more context and different perspectives. So for me, whenever I talk about the things that I talk about, I don't ever want it to just be the surface level. I don't want it to ever just be the information, the general information. If there's ever a chance where I can even inject my own perspective and maybe put things into perspective for other people who may not, know what it is I'm talking about, then I'll always take that chance. And with that will always come more detailed information and more context. So for me, I'm always conscious and I'm always cognizant and conscious of putting everything into the lasagna, essentially making it as layered as I possibly could.
You gotta add the spice to it.
Exactly.
So not speaking about viral videos. Personally, I need one and one.
One and one.
The what you feel like is the very best video you did that maybe didn't go viral, but you thought it was like personally a masterpiece to you.
That's a good one. And the thing is, I have a lot of videos, and it's like, it blows my mind that like within the span of what, like since 2020 going into 2023, towards the end of 2023, I have so much, I have a body of work, and I'm like, I can't even. There's a couple of those actually. Like I think there's one recent one that I did about Sinead O'Connor. I think when Sinead O'Connor passed away, I think it took a lot of us by surprise in terms of like, everybody who loves music and everybody who's familiar with her. And a lot of people, it surprised me that a lot of people in the comments did not necessarily know about the whole SNL thing or the other things that she was known for being an advocate for. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so for me, that's one of the videos that I would say is my personal masterpiece, because I think a lot of work went into that. A lot of my beef breakdown, my hip hop beef breakdowns that didn't go as viral as I thought it would.
Yeah,
those
that
ones.
50 Cent and Ja Rule breakdown was, I learned, and I lived through it.
Right.
And you had presented stuff I had no idea happened.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of stuff that I didn't know about on the podcast. Ja Rule was on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to talk about it, but the guys who podcast it was Math Hoffa podcast.
Yeah,
all of them, they wanted to know, and they kept bringing it up. So he just started answering the stuff. And it was like a lot of stuff that I didn't even know about that happened or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, my expert opinion with Math Hoffa, Champ, Gatmer.
They in the barbershop set and whatever.
Yeah. Those guys, very dope podcast.
Absolutely. But yeah, I would say the Ja Rule 50 Cent one, definitely. The East Coast West Coast one as well. I think that one, there's always been a weird misconception about how the East Coast West Coast thing started, and was it actually a rivalry, and how it ended and things of that nature, sorry, go ahead.
I think the media blew it up more than what it really was. Like if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have never been anything for real.
And that's one of the points that I put in the video, where I was like, how it really wasn't a rivalry. It was just the media, like the magazines and the radio outlets, trying to sensationalize it for clicks. And I sort of related to how it is sort of nowadays too. Like a lot of people will take a certain thing out of context and just blow it up just for clicks and views. Certain media platforms and outlets will do that. And it's like, my whole thing was, how they're doing it now is no different from what Vibe and The Source and Double XL was doing back then. Hot 97 and everything, like doing like call-ins for who do you think, which coast y'all think is the best, East Coast, West Coast? Calling
pouring gasoline on the fire.
Exactly. So for me, it's like those videos I would say are underrated, and also just masterpiece. And a lot of the videos that I do too, I don't try to just spout information. If there's ever a moment where I can inject my personality or my like performance or entertainment value in there, I'll do that. So a lot of those videos that has like me talking about something, and then I'll like make a little gag or a joke or whatever, those to me are my masterpieces.
Yo, and I will say, your brand of content is subtle context clues, and a lot of it, where if you're paying attention, and I know the people are paying attention because they're in the comments saying, wait, is he referring, or did he? And I absolutely love that about your content.
You gotta follow those context clues.
Exactly.
If you don't follow them, if you don't pick them up, you're gonna be lost.
And the thing about some of the, like, sometimes I'll drop something in a video, and then someone in the comment will bring that up, and then I'll be like, you fell into my trap, because now I have a video for that.
Wait, hit the trap door.
Exactly.
speaking of music, now me and the OG, it's my OG. I grew up under him. He was older than me in the same neighborhood. He a little old curmudgeon now, but I call him my personal wise old sage, right?
We need one of those.
I go to him for a lot of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps me off the ledge. He allows me to be angry when I have to present like the nice and subtle and cool face to the world, trying to build something. He gets to be angry for me. Mm-hmm. So today I called him because we talk every day, and I said, "Yo, we got one. He's coming on." And I said, Will Smith.
Trigonometry.
Let's he was triggered. Let's start with the first video. Tiff, can I get top 5 MCs from the 80s by Jahni?
Triggered.
And the worst.
Tiff, what you drunk?
I would
lose, Tiff?
5 MCs from the 1980s.
Hey, yeah. 5 of my favorite rappers from my favorite decade. At number.
The guy, rewind it all the way back, Tiff. Rewind it all the way back. And pause it. The guy you see, this guy right here, is Source, of course. When it comes to, I follow him too. And he's coming on the show as well. But when it comes to hip hop, like his hip hop knowledge and his views are impeccable, and it's very fun to watch. So make sure you guys follow Source, of course, on TikTok as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hit me with your favorite 5 MCs from the 1980s.
Hey, yeah. 5 of my favorite rappers from my favorite decade. At number 5, we got The Teacher, Blastmaster, KRS-One. To me, he is the prototype for the conscious rapper, or rather, the blueprint for the conscious rapper. One of my favorite things about KRS-One is how he's able to sometimes infuse that island Jamaican flavor into his raps, because of course he is of Jamaican descent. And of course he had the brass to get into any other rapper's ass. MC Shan, Melly Mel, PM Dawn, the list goes on. At number 4, I got Jay-Z's big homie, Big Daddy Kane. Now, Kane had more than just bars. He had style, he had presence, he had confidence. One of my favorite Big Daddy Kane moments is when he was rapping over the Rock the Mic beat, and I'll just show y'all.
Let's stop coming from the Brooklyn. Drop shit and still make it look good. I get that. Only way I know.
In my number 3 spot, LL Cool J.
I'm the best, taking out all rookies. Don't forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies. I'm back.
To me, LL Cool J is like Michael Jordan. They both were dominant in the 90s, but in the 80s when they first came out, they were just as scary. And of course, he had the brass to get into another rapper's ass. Kool Moe Dee, am I right? Rakim, the God MC, the bar setter, the game changer, the standard.
Lyrics make me a menace. When it's in a sentence, then it's finished. More pure than raw, much more above the law. I don't go on tour, I go to war.
That's all I gotta say. Now, you're probably watching this and thinking to yourself, but wait, if Rakim is only his second favorite rapper from the 80s, then who's his first? And if you know me well, the answer won't surprise you. It's new. It's out of the ordinary. So your Buster's commentary, a literary genius and a superior beat creator have come together, and we made a musical composition that we think is a remedy to cure all the dance floors is empty. You wanna dance? We got what you want. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince busting out with the brand new Stop Playing with Will Smith. I can make a whole video about why Will Smith needs to be respected as a rapper. And sure, as an MC, he's not better than the 4 MCs that I named previously, but he's still my personal favorite, and I will fight tooth and nail to defend his place in hip-hop.
Now,
Blasphemy.
do you have the tooth? Do you have
Blasphemy. But the thing is, I can't argue with what you like, because it's what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you like what you like. But Will Smith would never be in the pantheon of great rappers to me. When I think of Will Smith, I think of him as an actor, and I'm the ultimate homer. I like Philly is against everybody, but I can't sign off on that, beloved. That's why I got to be a trader right now, man.
And you know what? That's fair. Like for me, I would never sit and debate with anybody about who they feel it. I mean, unless they say something that's really egregious, like if they say like, you know,
You just did by putting them up there.
Well, okay, but my thing is, so for me, anytime I do any kind of list, right, whether it's basketball or music or wrestling, whatever the thing is, I will always have two lists. I have a favorites list, which is all personal preference, like who I like better from most to least, and then the actual objective list, which is a great list. So if I was asked who are the best or the greatest 80s MCs, that list would have been totally different from what I made in the video. But because it was because it was a subjective list about my personal favorites, who I enjoy most to who I enjoy the least, which it's not really saying much because KRS-One, I don't enjoy him like.
But you're gonna run out of music in about 8 minutes.
Oh, with Will? Nah.
And you're gonna run out of music in 8 minutes. Man, he got 2 songs. Like,
nah, he has, because I'm a big fan of.
He gimmicky. Like he more so like a gimmicky type.
But you know what?
He like MC Hammer type boy. Like,
oh, don't do it.
He gimmicky, man.
Listen, he said that earlier, and I was like, no, man.
He is, man. Like,
Hammer though.
And it's crazy because, like I said, I'm the ultimate homer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I defended him when he went out like a simp and he smacked the ball. I ain't even give him a simp card for that. I defended him tooth and nail because he Philly boy.
Right.
I can't rock. But like you said, it's your list. Like it's who you like. So who you like is who you like. Like you are entitled. That's your style. That's what you like.
Right.
But the Mount Rushmore, you put him up there, it turned into Mount Crushmore, man. Mount Crushmore, if you put him on that show.
No, I personally, like for 80s MCs, I know the Mount Rushmore, it will always be Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap.
That's what I was about to say.
Cool G Rap.
Everything else was cool.
And LL.
But you could put Cool G Rap on there.
Yeah. But my thing is
So listen. And I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
When they make line dances off of your songs, you generic. That's a line dance song. They done made line dances off of Wild Wild West.
Well, yeah, but my thing is, so I will say this about as far as Will Smith goes in hip hop, and I did make, and it's crazy because when I made that video, again, it goes back to what I said earlier, how when I say something in a video and then someone comments, then I go, you fell into my trap. So
now I got you.
I have a video for you about why I believe, because at the end I said I will always fight tooth and nail to defend his place in hip hop.
Because that's what you like. Like, yeah, your likes is your likes.
Right, but objectively speaking, my whole thing with Will Smith is that I personally think that what's missing in hip hop now is, I guess, diversity. As far as, or sorry, not diversity, duality. As far as nowadays, there aren't many rappers who, there are many rappers. What happened?
I don't even listen to them now. Like the new people, the modern people, I don't listen to them.
Okay. Well, from my perspective, as someone who listens to old school, new school, everything in between, what is missing from today's hip hop is duality, because there are a lot of rappers nowadays, or at least in the mainstream. There are a lot of mainstream rappers, not to say that the mainstream should be the ultimate dictator of what your hip hop should be, but a lot of mainstream rappers are very much the same. They all rap about the same stuff.
Coming out the assembly line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they know we're gonna get them paid.
Right. But in the 80s and the 90s, a lot of mainstream rappers were like, they're very different. You know, there was a Public Enemy, there was a KRS-One, there was a Cool G Rap, there was a NWA, there was the Fat Boys, there was Heavy D, there's Tribe Called Quest, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Kid and Play. Like, there are,
and that was all different. Like,
exactly. And to me, that shows hip hop that shows the duality in hip hop, but also the duality within our culture, because not everything has to be just one thing. There's not one way, as I said in in my Will Smith video, there's not one way to do hip hop and there's not one way to be hip hop. And I think when it comes to Will Smith's catalog, his discography, there are more than just 2 songs that you can point to and be like, oh, these songs are good. There's, you know,
I don't think it's going to be more than 2 that I'm going to want to listen to. Like, you know what? Put that Will Smith such and such joint on. If it ain't brand new funk, and summertime is just because it's summertime, you know, you don't hear it no time other than when the summertime about to come on. When it get warm outside, you hear that song.
Although I will say though, nowadays it does feel like the world, like right now we're really heading in a weird direction, because I haven't heard a lot of people blast "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I think ever since he slapped the boy, man, they blackballed him, his song, because every time when it be spring, you hear that song. It plays throughout the whole summer. You hardly hear it now.
Yeah, but I think that says more about just how down the tubes our world has gone to. Like, and nobody wants to have fun anymore. And because
yeah. I mean, I don't know how it is in Toronto, and I definitely plan on asking. But in Philly, we are experiencing very high crime, very high murder, and you're right, it's just not fun anymore. Now that you did mention the Will Smith video, because again, it was one of those videos that took me to the second level of thinking. And I was like, being from Philly, I never had that perspective where I never looked at it from that angle or even made some of the comparisons you made. But once you was done, I pulled out like my Will Smith Superman shirt. It was like,
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
And he had what I still consider one of the best DJs on the planet.
I think the DJ was actually better than the rapper.
And let me tell you something. As someone who recently went to see the Force Tour live and saw DJ Jazzy Jeff live,
I go back to all the way back to the battle with the DJs in Philly.
You have to give it to Jazzy Jeff as perhaps
the DJ was better than the rapper.
You have to give it to Jazzy Jeff as the best DJ in hip hop, if not top 3, because what you see on like YouTube and Instagram and everything like that is nothing compared to
the art of DJing is gone.
It is. It really
They just playing records now. The art is gone.
Your job is to play records. So we have the Will Smith video, and I have to get into it because I'm not gonna have you come and we not watch that video, because it made me happy that somebody outside of Philly appreciated Will in that manner and took the time to give you that second level of thinking and perspective when it comes to Will Smith. Tiff, let it roll.
Hey, let me start off by saying that, oh my God, do I really start off every video like this? This is not going to be a video about Will Smith's rap career or his musical content, but rather the perception around it and the attitude towards it. So for as long as I can remember, anytime I would reveal that Will Smith is in my top 5 favorite rappers of all time, keyword being favorite, it elicits the laugh off. I remember time someone me of all people.
Is that happening? Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, it's kind of chipping a little bit.
Yeah, that playback is bad. Tiff, hold on.
But by the way, that jacket, that's the same for in case anybody who's watching is asking. Yes, that is a replica jacket of the same jacket he's wearing in.
You a legend. You a legend for finding that jacket, man.
I even wore it at the LL Cool J concert as well. And I was front row. I wanted Jazzy Jeff to see it and be like, yeah, but still, I mean, it was still a great jacket to wear to the concert, you know, that's celebrating 50 years of hip hop. I was like, this is hip hop on my on my shoulders right now.
Now, this comment here is blasphemous, and I don't like it.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going that far.
Well, I would even choose Kid and Play before I choose Will.
I'm not going. The Homer in me not going to let me do that.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say though, imagine what would have happened if House Play had gone to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince instead of
House Party.
Yeah.
Oh, that probably, it would have been probably 6 of them by now.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably would have did all of them.
Wait, there is. I think there is 6. There's the first 3. There's the one with Marcus.
I stopped watching after about like 2 of them probably.
There's actually 6. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the third one. I'm not a fan of the third one.
So wait, the newest one, was that the one they did at LeBron House?
Yeah, actually, fun fact, me and my on TikTok Live, me and my followers, supporters, and even some people who probably don't even, we did like a whole movie night, and we watched the first House Party, and then we watched the newer one, and just to compare notes back to back, and it was honestly one of the most fun.
It was sad.
It was a watch. It was a watch, and I was happy that I wasn't alone in watching it.
Yeah, no,
Wow, whoever was Facebook using with that one, you out of pocket.
Yeah, that was different. It's no way. And I like Kid and Play a lot. Like House Party is probably in my top 30 movies, maybe. But as far as like hip hop, well, I mean, again, for that duality you talked about, I love Kid and Play because they brought that fun. That DC house music feel to the to music, and I like that because at the time, as young as I was, I wanted to dance too. And
yeah, I remember you had them hammer paints.
Oh no! Don't put him on Front Street like that. Don't put him on Front Street like that.
He definitely don't remember hammer pants. Never owned a pair. Hey Queen, how you doing tonight? All right. So, you just had 50 years of hip hop, right?
Right.
And ultimately, I have a list. It's sort of kind of, you have to choose, okay? Hopefully, it gets harder for you. And I know you're a big music guy.
Right.
This is going to be the music edition of either or. You can only choose one.
I don't have to take a shot.
No.
Yeah, you don't got to get bent.
salute to Nori and Drink Champs, or whoever invented the game. I'm sure this is just our incarnation of it.
All right. Lay it on.
I just thought I would try to make it hard for you.
All right.
Because I know you're a fan of lyricism, but this I'm interested to hear your answer. All right, you can't say both.
Okay.
All right.
I have to pick this or that. You can go with this because this is kind of fat. Anyway, go ahead.
You can get with this.
You can get with that.
I think you get with this. This is where it's at. Jay-Z or Kendrick Lamar?
Already, wow, you asked the tough questions. You just asked. You
asked
the tough questions.
Right at it.
I ain't really familiar with Kendrick Lamar, but I'm gonna say Jay-Z or Washington.
No.
My frame of reference for this, when Kendrick put out "Trick Don't Kill My Vibe," and he put out the remix, and Jay-Z was on that. Like Kendrick killed the first verse, Jay came and killed the second verse, but then Kendrick was like, "Oh, I gotta show out," and he showed out and completely washed Hove on that. And I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe it. So as far as lyricism goes, if we're just talking lyricism, I'm still going Hove, because Hove got some lines that make you go, even 10 years later, you go, I just realized what it's layered with Hove. Well, I love Kendrick as far as his body of work, but lyrically, gotta give it to the GOAT, Hove.
All right. We're gonna run through the 6 on this one.
All right.
By the way, what does that mean?
The 6?
Yeah, what is the 6? Is it the neighborhood?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. So the 6, there's actually 2 meanings for it. So with Toronto, the 6 means either our area code, because our area code is either 416 or 647. So there's a 6 in both of those area codes. And then there's the fact that there's like 6 boroughs of the GTA. It's the debate as to what are the what up, Chris? By the way, sorry, I see Chris in the comments.
Hey, shout him out. We need you to shout him out. Let him
What
see.
up?
Let him know you see him.
So real quick, Chris Cadence Show. He's on TikTok. Follow him on TikTok, the Chris Cadence Show. He's part of this group that we have on TikTok called or in Instagram, in our Instagram group chat as well, called the High Value Hip Hop (HVH). Go ahead and give him a follow. He's real dope. He has great videos, great content, and he's all around dope cat. So if you see him on your For You page, go ahead and follow him. But yeah, the 6 boroughs. It's a debate as to which 6 boroughs of the GTA are they really are, like what the names are. But for the most part, yeah, that's what the 6 means. The 6 boroughs and the 416-647 area code.
Okay. All right. So we got Drake versus Eminem.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to make it hard for you, bro.
Now, this dude Drake really said on his new joint, she could wait on a rack on some Arabic-ish. And I heard that. I'm like, that bar is so hard.
See, I'm gonna have to go with M because Drake has somebody writing for him, man.
Allegedly.
No.
No. That's facts though. That's facts though.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna have to go with M, man.
I mean,
that's a great question. I got the wise old sage, and I got the young gun coming out of Toronto.
Right.
I have to ask the question: does it really matter that he may not have written every bar that he spit? And I'm not talking about just help in the studio like MCs do in the studio. Like, now maybe say this.
See, this like, my take on that is
reference tracks. Bro, go ahead.
How do you know what he actually wrote himself? We'll never be able. So it calls into question his whole everything, because it's known that somebody wrote for you. So how do we know how much was written for him?
Now I'm about to shake the room in a second. As far as like the age-old conversation about, hip hop and ghostwriting, things of that nature. I mean, ghostwriting in hip hop has existed before Drake.
Yes.
And
Dr. Dre,
Eazy-E, Dr. Dre. Although for those, there's more of an excuse for like Dr. Dre was a producer.
Dr. Dre, producer.
Yeah, exactly. So there's more of an excuse for that. Sorry, let me turn my camera back on. I don't know why it likes to do that. There's more of an excuse for Dre. There's more of an excuse for Eazy because Eazy wasn't no rapper. But someone like an MC Lyte, who has had ghostwriters, someone like a Rakim, who allegedly MC Search had wrote a song for him. Now he didn't record it, but he didn't put it out, but it was a thing that allegedly MC Search had wrote a song for Rakim, and it was a song that was so out of his element as far as like what Rakim raps about. So it's like, this is a thing that's existed in hip hop. And with Drake is a rapper, but he's also a pop star. And a lot of his joints that has gotten like, ghostwriter credits and things of that nature are all songs that that crossed over into the pop market, because he is like he said in the song, I'm a pop star, not a doctor. And it's like, I kind of give him that leeway of like, okay, if you're collaborating with a writer, if you're getting ghostwriters for pop songs, for the songy songs, cool. I think that he really does write his rap lyrics, like his bars. I think he does write those, because going back as someone who grew up in Toronto, he was doing this since before he even first came out. He was doing this since like 07, 06.
Little Chair Jimmy.
Exactly, and he had like mixtapes and things of that nature. So it's like, and he was always nice. He was always nice with it, and he's been in those, like, on those tracks with like Wayne and
Wayne had a ghostwriter.
Allegedly, I think I think Gilly the Kid. I feel like there's a debate with the Gilly the Kid thing there too.
Philly.
Right, but yeah, it's for me. It's like I do value individuality in hip hop. I do value. I think that is the thing that makes hip hop different from other genres, because in R&B you have people who write for other artists. In pop you have other writers for other artists and things of that nature. Hip hop and maybe even dancehall are the two genres for me that I know for a fact are just individual based and artist and creativity based. So it's like it does muddy the waters with the ghostwriter thing, but me personally, if it sounds good, it sounds good. And as long as the rapper's not like rapping a line where he's talking about he's the best rapper in the game and stuff like that, but that was ghostwritten by the actual best rapper, then I'm okay. It's like it's cool. Like I don't mind it. If you're saying I'm the greatest rapper in the world, but your stuff was ghostwritten, then I have a problem.
So let me ask you this, because here's where it gets a little muddy for me personally. If we talking about, it's just a little frustrating when those rap categories come up and he's included in the rap categories for songs that I may even consider pop and he may have had help on. So for me, it gets a little frustrating when you lose that slot in the rap category for somebody who's masterful with the pen that may not have the visibility to get the recognition to be able to get the accolade.
Right.
So that's the only time it really gets muddy for me. But I also come from an era where I heard lyrics like there's a sign on the door, no biting allowed.
Yeah.
And then it was criminal for you not to write your own raps. So
that's how it started out.
And in that sense, I could never put them on any top rap list when I'm talking about greatest rappers of all time, which we all know those lists get people really excited. They're all arbitrary. They boil down to taste. I don't know if they came up with a scientific formula to actually figure that out yet. But for me, there always has to be. Here's my criteria. In my opinion, for you to be considered the greatest rapper of all the time, you have to write all your own stuff, because the ability to make words rhyme or to bend dialect and dialogue to fit in a 4-bar, 8-bar, or 16-bar, to me, that's a talent. That's a skill. Somebody like Andre 3000, Biggie, the way I felt like his voice was used as an instrument. Nas, the way he was able to paint these very prolific pictures from a very grimy part of Queens.
You got to throw Bings in there. You got to throw Bings in there.
The way he was able to paint the picture of what was actually happening in the streets. And then you got guys
it's a legend. What's the legend that we don't know? The legend he created, Dark Skin Jermaine.
Who killed Dark Skin Jermaine?
What happened with Dark Skin Jermaine? We don't know what happened to Dark Skin Jermaine. But he a legend.
But so you have to write your own stuff. The second thing is, are you impactful in hip hop? And what I mean by impactful, I mean, did you make every other top MC go back into the studio and say, you know what, I need to up my pen? You understand what I'm saying? Because this dude is so prolific, or he painted such an amazing picture, that I got to step my bars up in order to compete.
I'm going to have to throw Tupac and X in. Got to throw them in the pot.
Like you'll argue Will Smith, I'll argue DMX.
Oh, DMX for me, like in a top 10 GOAT list for me, I think DMX should definitely be in that conversation, because, and for me, my criteria for GOAT list is a lot different. As for, because to me, it's like the same thing that I would use for basketball is sort of the same thing I would use for music. So it would be skill, technique, sales accolades, success, influence, impact, Are you respected amongst your peers, amongst fans, longevity, things of that nature? So for me, by just saying a top 10 GOAT, my top 10 GOAT list real quick. Tupac, Jay, Nas, Rakim, Ice Cube, Snoop, LL, Scarface, maybe Eminem, and then that 10 spot. It's a dance between X, maybe Kanye, maybe Wayne, maybe Drake, and Big. And the reason why I say Drake is because another thing is how do you push the culture forward? And I think that's the thing that a lot of people sort of overlook with Drake is that while he is primarily a pop star, he is still a rapper, and he helps to push the culture forward. And for me, it's like, as far as like the accolades and all that stuff, while that's not the biggest determining factor, also body of work and all that stuff too. He does have a case for why he could be top 10, top 15, maybe top 20, maybe top 25. He does have a case. But I do think it's a fight, because that last spot, I'm looking in DMX's direction and I'm going,
how do you pick Snoop over X though?
Because with Snoop has transcended hip hop in a way where it's like you can't like, and plus like Snoop has the skill, he has the body of work. Well, yeah, he has the body of work, he has the success, he has the accolades, he has the influence, he has the impact. Glasses Malone went on interviews and said that at the time when Snoop first came, like before Tupac came to Death Row, Snoop was the biggest thing in the 90s. That's what he said, as someone who, as him growing up in the 90s, being from LA.
I'm gonna have to go against that right there.
Okay.
In the 90s.
In the 90s? Like,
yeah, I don't think Snoop never, to me, he never had it on Smash to me. X had that shit on Smash for some years.
But see, that's
Style came out, bro.
Doggy Style.
I don't think he had it on Smash though like that. I don't think he ever was the best rapper out at any point in time, ever. True.
But to counter that, Jay-Z, someone did a video recently breaking down what year was Jay-Z's best, like what was his best year? What was the year that he was considered the best rapper on the planet? And they broke it down year by year. And they said every year, they said 1996 couldn't have been Jay-Z because Pac was running crazy. 1997, Big had died, so that's out for him. 1998, DMX came on the scene. 1999, DMX was still number one. 2000, I think, what did he say? He said like it could have been his year in 2000, but you had like dudes from the Midwest and the South, like Nelly and Ludacris running the trap, running everything.
I think they give him credit for his overall body of work.
Right, and that's what I'm saying about Snoop. It's like there was not one year where he was the best rapper.
He only got a couple songs that I really like though.
But that's more personal preference though.
Yeah.
That's more subjectivity than objectivity. Objectively speaking, Snoop has a catalog that in that verses, which by the way, when DMX and Snoop Dogg did the verses and everybody was saying Snoop was gonna wash DMX, I was like, are you guys crazy?
Man, they was bugging.
I was like, are you guys nuts? I was like,
so weird to me.
I was like, you guys need to. I'm like, because most of the people that was saying that were kind of younger than me. So I was like, y'all got to do some research on who DMX was. Yeah. But the fact that there are people who saying that Snoop could outclass DMX or other rappers hit for hit, it kind of speaks to his catalog. It kind of speaks to what he has in his vault, because he has.
Man, that's Dark Man X, man.
That is, but that's my thing too. I love, as far as my 5 favorite rappers, DMX is number 2 behind Tupac for me. But as far as like greatest of all time, I am looking at DMX's direction in that 10 spot.
Tupac is at the top of my list of my favorite rappers.
Absolutely,
he's at the top. So I would say he's first, then Nas, X, Jadakiss.
Yeah.
And Cool G Rap and LL is fighting for the fifth place. Rakim, Cool G Rap, and LL.
Yeah.
Round up
I want to address Mike's comment real quick.
Yeah.
So anytime I say that Big's not in my top 5, top 3 or whatever, people always say the same thing. It's blasphemy. And they always ask me, like, why is that the case? Again, with me, I always have reasons. So for me, I look at Big like Derrick Rose, or like
That's the. I'm with you on that.
or like
I'm with you on that.
or
I
Grant.
hate that you just
I'm with
said
you on that.
Right?
I really hate that you just
I'm
said
with
that.
you on
You're
that.
so right, but I'm still gonna fight.
I just don't think he had enough.
Because the thing is, I loved in the 2000, in like the 2012, 2011, 2013, I loved Derrick Rose. Like my teams was the Lakers and the Spurs, but Chicago was up there for me because of Derrick Rose. But when he got injured, that derailed his career. Like he wasn't the same since. Now, obviously, Big is kind of different because he died. So, like, of course, there's no coming back from that, or there's no change from that. But if anyone were to put Derrick Rose in a top 10, top 15, top 25 greatest basketball players of all time, simply because he was the youngest MVP, or simply because he had 1 or 2 good seasons, or actually, better example, Steve Nash. If you put Steve Nash in the top 10, top 15, top 25 greatest players of all time, and only say it's because of those 2 MVPs, when there are other players that have done more than Steve Nash, and has gotten more MVPs than Steve Nash, and those 2 MVP seasons are really his 2 best seasons.
That's it.
Then that's it. Like with Big, it's like I love Big, and I think Big is one of the
I don't
greatest.
think he had enough, man.
Exactly.
That's what I always say. I don't think he had enough.
Exactly. I think he's one of the greatest MCs of all time, but as far as like I think he's one of the best MCs of all time, one of the most lyrically skilled and everything. But when you take that away, it's like, what does he have over all the other 10 names that like aside from lyrical ability and maybe hits, what else does he have over the other 10 rappers that I named? And I can't think of anything else.
Listen, this is kind of second level thinking I don't like, okay? Stop doing that. But
that's my argument too, though.
I'm still going to argue for Big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when we talk about the uniqueness of Big and his situation, physical appearance, the way he used his voice, and the pictures he painted, like, it's almost like, who's a better storyteller than Big? Right?
He didn't get the chance to tell enough of them, though.
No, I get it. But at the same time, when you're so impactful that 25, 30 years later, people are still arguing for you to be in a position at top 10, at least, then you did something so incredible that you can't help but, like, I almost want to spit a Big rhyme right now, man. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get back to the game because I don't know how long we have you, bro. The show goes till 9. I don't know how long we have you.
Oh, y'all can keep me till 9. I it's fine.
All right. So let's get through the list.
But to go back to the original, I think the second part of the game, just to go back to that, as much as I'm from the city, I'm from Toronto. I do love Drake, but that being said, and I do have my criticism on Eminem, but with that being said, you can't not look at Eminem's direction and say he's not one of the best MCs of all time. So
I think if he was black, they wouldn't give him all the accolades that they gave him.
Most likely.
I don't think he was that great.
He's like Larry Bird, but
Larry Bird really could play.
No, he could.
Larry Bird really was out there kicking busting ass.
That argument, I don't think is fair because he can't help.
He can't.
The argument we had. We can't help him born black.
He can't. But
now, at the same time,
the powers that be,
the skill that this man displays. My biggest criticism of Eminem is some of the more outrageous clown,
like the nut shit,
doing something to your mom type rap.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Like, that's the things that I go, nah, bro.
That ABC 1, 2, 3 shit.
Now that's where he get away with the privilege.
Right.
Right there. That type of silliness. But like, and even that whole D12 thing, I hated everything about D12, bro.
Damn.
Everything about D12, the music, the group, all of it. I hate all.
But look how much credit they got, though.
And that was privilege.
That's what I'm saying.
Base that he had already built up.
That's
but
exactly.
When you get to the core of what Eminem is able to do on that mic, especially when he in battle mode, bro,
it's different. Like there's a video compilation of like many different rappers, many different artists, well, mostly rappers, saying their top 5 MCs list, and they all say Eminem. So it's
Melly Mel say different.
But Melly Mel is a hater.
Melly Mel is out of pocket.
Everyone
ain't got no friends.
Melly Mel hates everybody. Karis one already dealt with that. Karis one already dealt with that. he got to look at Karis's direction first to go find his trophy first before we can talk to Eminem about anything. So
they get them skeletons and them boys out his closet first. Now,
yikes.
Eminem or Drake? Did you choose?
I chose Eminem.
Eminem. Okay. All right. This next one, number 3. We got 10. We got Kanye West.
Okay.
Or J. Cole.
Kanye. I think that one's easy because
I'm going with Yeezy.
Kanye has a better body of work. J. Cole is obviously the better rapper because Kanye has had help on his stuff as well. And also J. Cole is just like, he's just nice. Like on features, he's nice. But
yeah, I ain't even familiar with boy like that.
But as far as body of work, Kanye.
Now I expect y'all to answer in the chat too as well. So I want to see who y'all got. This next one. They argue all day. Who's the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas? Nas versus Biggie. Who you got?
Nas.
I'm taking Nas.
I'm taking Biggie.
Big is great and every again, Big is great, but Nas is just like
fake thug, no love. You get the slug, see me for a gusto. That's all I got to say, man.
I gave you power.
Power was
one of the best perspective storytelling rhymes.
Like he gets and how about the one he told backwards and told the story backwards?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. Well, also the versatility in Nas as well, because Nas can do the because
Big got some shit that I like a whole lot of his shit.
Yeah,
but he didn't have a chance to put enough of it out or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going based off like what I've heard from both of them so far, and it's like we could do the ifs if the if ands or buts all day, but as Nas said himself, if ifs was a spliff, we'd be all nuked up, So I'm going Nas, but I do love me some Biggie though.
Okay, you got Lil Wayne or NBA Youngboy. That was easy to me.
Sorry. that was almost like
I don't even know NBA Youngboy, none of his stuff.
I'm going with Youngboy. No, I'm playing. I'm going with Wayne. I'm going with Wayne.
Right. Here come the ladies. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj.
Now, see, I have my thing about this is, and I've talked.
I don't even really know none of their songs, but I know Nicki Minaj song with Lil Wayne. Something saying her. Truffle butter.
That's even the worst song to even pick from. but as far as Nicki and hold on, my boy just messaged me about where the interview is. I'm about to send him the link while I'm doing this. My thing is, I've had conversations at great length about my my feelings for Nicki and everything. Oh, my boy already sent the link to my other boy. My fault.
I'll get it, bro.
Only thing is, I would never go on TikTok and talk about this because I know the barbs are not one to play with. Although I did make a video about Nicki at one point, and the barbs weren't as vicious, so I was like, all right, cool. But nevertheless, what Cardi did.
I only got like 2,200 followers. They not gonna see it.
I mean, 2,200 is not bad though. It only takes like, I mean, 500 of them could be Barbs, and they could just swarm me.
I mean,
but
you have 100,000 in front of my 22.
Fair enough.
I know who you better not say nothing about. The Beehive.
That is true. That is true.
That Beehive is dangerous.
Me personally, as far as personal preference, my personal preference is Nicki. I mean, sorry. Whoa, wow. My personal preference is Cardi. But as far as, I mean, it's undeniable what Nicki has done in the game, whether it was by design or not. That's a whole different conversation. But I mean, she still is pretty nice with the pen. She still is pretty nice with the bars. I'm not too big of a fan of some of her pop songs. But you know what? I'm gonna go against my own nature and say Nicki, just to give her whatever flowers that she thinks she deserves. My personal preference is Cardi, but Nicki. I'll just say Nicki.
All right, now this one, it felt really easy to me. When I was asking around. Everybody said this was really hard. Outkast or Wu-Tang Clan?
Man, that ain't hard. Ooh. That ain't even hard, man. Don't do that, man.
Ooh, I promise you.
Boy.
I don't know why.
That's difficult. That is difficult.
I don't know why. Why?
Because the thing is, Wu-Tang is what, 9 members, and they have a body of work, and Wu-Tang, you know, for the culture, what they've done for hip hop and how hip hop has become more commercialized in a sense because of them. Because that Wu-Tang symbol, you can find that everywhere. Everybody, you don't even have to be a Wu-Tang fan, and people wear the t-shirts and things of that. And that speaks to the commercial impact that Wu-Tang has, just separate and aside from their lyrical, like the fact that there's 9 members and 8 of them are dope.
And they all kept it together. They kept it together without no dumb shit all that time.
Exactly.
And then a lot of them went on to have solo, like they solo projects was legendary.
Ghostface and so I mean, the reason why it is hard is because Outkast, you cannot look in Outkast directions and say they're not one of the greatest.
No, I like Andre, I like Outkast, but Wu-Tang is Wu-Tang, man.
So as far as you know what, I'll say Wu-Tang just off the strength of everything that I just said about their impact on hip hop and the fact that there's 9 members and 8 of them are dope. I am not counting Capadonna. But me personally, again, I mean, if you look at my collage here, Outkast is Aquemini on here. It's one of my personal favorite albums. I do love me some Outkast, but I will say Wu-Tang just off the strength of what they mean for the culture.
I like Outkast, man, but the Wu, like,
to me, it felt kind of easy. Like, to me, I feel like Wu-Tang encompassed, did more with the whole hip hop industry as a whole. Like the way they came in, the impact that they had, the fact that they was able to maintain. Everybody got to drop damn near a classic album. To me, it didn't really feel like they had any misses. But two things. The first one is a question: who's your favorite Wu-Tang member?
I mean, I'll go with the regular. I mean, everybody says Method Man.
I'm gonna say, it's crazy because I like him. Like Meth got the best flow. Tony Starks and Tony Starks, man.
Yeah,
and
me,
Tony Starks and Ray is like a toss up. Like
that's the top 3 in Wu-Tang, really. That's the top 3.
But yo, fucking I don't know, man.
You only can pick one.
I'm gonna have to go Meth.
Same. I'm gonna go Method Man. All right.
I don't know, man. That's crazy. that's disrespectful, man.
So Ed Medlock said 3,000 is better than 8 of them. First of all, Ed,
And Medlock don't even have a black
He don't
card, so
have
he
a black
can't join
card.
in on this conversation.
Right. Ant said Ghost overall. Now, here's the next one.
All right.
Oh, the second thing. You got what I consider the greatest album ever created in music history right in the back of you. Songs in the Key of Life.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Wonder.
Bro.
Also, I just saw my boy Kaon in the chat.
Yo, listen, hold on.
What? Oh no, what's going on?
Like y'all really disrespecting Deck though, man.
Expected. Oh no, Deck is definitely up there as well.
So hold on. Deck had one good lead-off verse.
Man,
and
Deck.
Now he up there.
No, Deck was the boy, man.
Ghost. No, man, don't do that. Don't.
No, you can't treat him like the Jizza. You trying to treat him like Capadonna. We ain't gonna do that.
I'm not.
You're not gonna treat him like Capadonna, man.
He
Deck.
let off one good song. He let off with a
No, man.
verse one time.
See, you don't never know who's who because all the motherfuckers be on the joint. If you don't see the video, you like, well, who the fuck was that? Like, who was that? Like,
well, I mean, where do we put You God?
You got, and Capadonna is on the same level.
That was a softball throw. That was a softball throw for you to hit it right out the park. I'm glad you swung for it.
On the outside, they carry the crates, okay? All right, this next one, Tupac or Snoop Dogg?
Tupac.
I'm going with Pop.
Tupac. Like
ain't nothing but a gangster party.
You know, I won't deny it. I'm a shade ride.
My intention is to get rich with it.
All right. My ambition as a rider.
My ambition as a rider. All right. This next one. This one, people said was kind of hard. This was kind of hard for me too. Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill.
Missy.
I'm going with Lauryn Hill, man.
And the reason why
Lauryn Hill was.
Lauryn Hill had one project, right?
Two, if you want to count the unplugged.
Jen and I just gave.
Two, if you want to count the MTV Unplugged, but we don't count that.
Nah.
But my thing with Missy is this, right? Outside of hip hop, Missy has had her hands in like writing some of the best R&B.
Yeah, that's not fair because.
But Miseducation was borderline. But Miseducation is borderline a hip hop / R&B.
A 5 mic. That's a 5 mic joint.
It is, but it's borderline. Not even a fully hip hop album.
It's not like a hip hop album, like.
Now, before people misunderstand, we're not saying the Miseducation or Lauryn Hill is no good. Okay.
Oh, that's a classic. That's certifiable.
That's a 5 mic.
One of the top 20 albums ever made.
All time. Swept the Grammys one day.
But what I'm saying is, in my personal opinion, what Missy was able to do with more than one project, the innovation she came with when it came to visuals, and then the way she helped and put other artists on was an extension of her career and her talent.
see, I don't look at Lauryn Hill as a rapper.
Which is what makes this comparison between this conversation between the two of them actually work. Because if you don't look at Missy Elliott if you don't look at Lauryn Hill as a rapper, and we see Missy Elliott has done more outside of hip hop.
Yeah, like I don't see Lauryn Hill as a rapper.
It's only 3 rap songs on it. Exactly.
I don't see her as a rapper, man.
I'm going Missy. I'm going Missy.
All right, this is the last one. Chance the Rapper or Childish Gambino?
Man, I don't know neither one of them.
I'm saying Gambino because I think Gambino is much more versatile than Chance the Rapper. As far as what he can do, he can rap, he can sing. And that Awaken My Love album. It's just
Childish.
incredible. 3000 even because the internet, that's a great hip hop album as well, or great rap album from that modern era. Chance was great until he dropped The Big Day. And that's when it was like, I can't think of one album by Chance by Childish Gambino where I can think of and be like, yeah, that wasn't it for him. Whereas with Chance, he has The Big Day, and it's like, I can't even, like, now you lost me. That video where Kanye was yelling at Chance in the studio, I was like, man, you gonna let Kanye talk to you like this, man? I was like, yeah, I'm going Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, just off the strength of, you know, his talent. And I mean, he's one of, a lot of people were comparing him to Jamie Foxx, and as far as like how Jamie Foxx is one of the most talented entertainers in the world. He can rap, or he can sing, he can act, he can do comedy, and the same thing with Childish Gambino. So I'm going with Childish Gambino.
All right, so curveball. Last one on the curveball. Naruto or Dragon Ball Z?
Boy, if you don't listen, I can't even pull the Shenron thing. Dragon Ball Z, easily.
So,
I mean,
listen, you saw the intro, right?
Yeah. I loved it. I was like, whoever you guys got to do the voice, top tier.
That's you know where I found that person? I found that person on Fiverr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he made that intro for me.
Nice.
Well, that's above my pay grade. I don't indulge in that.
Because I watched the video of Luffy, Gear 5 versus Goku reaching Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw what Straw Hat Goofy posted, and then I saw your reply. And the way you broke it down as to why it was a bigger moment, I had chills. Because it's like, I didn't even look at it from the perspective of him doing it for the whole race of Saiyans. Because in my mind, I was so bought into the idea at the time that he hated Vegeta, he hated the Saiyans because they were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Freezer did what he did, like, yeah. So it changed my perspective. With One Piece and Luffy going to Gear 5 and Goku.
And you know what? That's what I always aim for in all of my videos. I always aim to educate, inform, and to maybe even change perspectives and to make people see things a little differently. And the thing with Dragon Ball, just not even Dragon Ball Z, just the entire Dragon Ball franchise, there's a lot of misconceptions as far as like certain moments or certain storylines in Dragon Ball and character issues and stuff like that. Everybody, like a lot of people don't necessarily look at Dragon Ball from a story perspective. They only look at it as, oh, they're fighting for like a few episodes, they yell, transform, boom. But the yelling and the fighting, there's story behind it, there's reasoning behind it, there's context behind it all. So for me, it's like when people were comparing Gear 5 to Super Saiyan, and I haven't watched One Piece, and I don't know. I know my boy Kaon's in the chat. He's a One Piece hater. I'm gonna throw him under the bus for this one. But
he's a One Piece hater?
Yeah, I'll throw him under the bus for this one. He's loud and proud about it, and I love that he's loud and proud about it. But I haven't watched One Piece. I'm not gonna sit and watch all 1,000 of them joints. But one thing that I will say about Dragon Ball, as far as like in the space of anime, Dragon Ball transcends anime, and Dragon Ball set the table for a lot of other like shonen animes to follow in its footprints, in its paw prints, because monkeys and stuff. But yeah, exactly. But
Johnny Sokka will kick all their ass, man.
Who?
Johnny Sokka.
That must be from the
That's
era
before your time, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that must be from the era of like Dynamite and Underdog. No disrespect, no disrespect.
Giant robot, man. Johnny Sokka will whip all their ass, man.
So I think Dragon Ball and then later Dragon Ball Z was like Americans'
First
introduction into anime.
Exactly.
So when it's like it's your first, it's always going to hold a special place in your heart. But somebody who's watched the whole series, to see that there was something even higher than Super Saiyan, and when Super Saiyan 2 happened, and so first of all, your second level thinking just annoyed me again because it kind of makes you, because I'm experiencing that now. Like I'm watching One Piece now, right? It's like a friend of mine's, Kurt, he has HNIC, and he does HNIC Con here in Philly. So in preparation for that, I've been watching One Piece to actually sit on a panel for him. And a lot of the filler episodes, I'm like kind of like trying to burn through. Like, come on, man, get to that. Like, what are we doing here?
This sounds like watching paint dry.
Those filler episodes feel like that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that fucking kills me about anime. It's like they'll go to these flashbacks that last like 3 episodes. And it's right before one of the like most epic fights ever.
Yep.
And they'll do a flashback to when they was kids, and now Frankie on the docks in One Piece. I'm like, yo, I don't care.
Just give it back to the boxing.
Care. But given that context and getting that background, that character development we all take for granted, is the reason that made it so good. Because when I originally was watching Dragon Ball, it was weekly episodes. There was no Netflix where you could binge watch the whole thing, or no streaming platform. You had to wait once a week to catch the next episode.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anime is ass,
filler
man.
episodes, boy, you be heated. So are you big anime fan?
I would say I'm a big like old school anime fan. I think when it comes to like a lot of newer anime, I haven't really sit down and really watch. I think the newest that I did watch was Attack on Titan when it first came out. I haven't kept up with it. Actually, no, I sat down and watched Kokuro's Basketball. Because I was like, because I love Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk is one of my top 5 favorite animes of all time from the 90s. And then I heard there was another basketball anime, so I watched it, and I'm like, this is actually kind of tough. This is tough.
I can't get past the art. I'm like, why would I care? Like,
it's just, I think what it is like
Bleach, and you watch a Death Note,
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Me automatically.
Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my top 3 favorite animes of all time. But yeah, I would consider myself a casual weeb. Not like a full-blown weeb who sleeps with the waifu pillows and things of that nature. But but I do consider myself like a casual weeb who loves and appreciates a lot of like the older anime, especially like 90s anime. Just the style just looks, it's so aesthetically pleasing.
So have you seen Howl's Moving Castle?
Is that a Ghibli movie? Studio Ghibli movie?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one. I know I've seen Princess Mononoke.
I love Princess Mononoke.
I've seen Spirited Away, but again, those are like
Spirited Away is awesome. Again, those were like introductory animes for me, especially on the movie side. So they're always going to be super dope and special to me. Right now, OG ass is itching because he like, I have no clue what the fuck is going on right now.
That shit is ass. Like I was almost falling asleep.
That's one of my childhood friends, Keon. He knows. I have a Black Ranger helmet. I have a, so he knows.
Yeah, Pokemon. Power Rangers. I always wanted to be Black Ranger.
You still can be. We're all Black Rangers in this,
Yeah. I actually met the guy at one of those I want to say the Valley Forge Comic Con.
Oh, you met
went
Walter
to that.
Jones?
Yes. I have a picture with him, like somewhere.
You're the goat. You're the goat for that. You're the goat for that.
He let the Power Ranger grind on him.
Out of pocket.
the hate is real. Mm-hmm. So I want to go back a little bit, right? Because we were talking hip hop, and you get a Mount Rushmore. No criteria. Just your personal favorite 4 of your Mount Rushmore.
Personal favorite 4 of my Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
Just, it's not even for me, and it's, again, personal favorite. It's not even a brainer for me. It's a no-brainer for me. It's Tupac, DMX, Common, DJ Quick.
DJ Quick. OG. Your Mount Rushmore of your favorite. No criteria.
I'm gonna go Tupac, Nas, DMX, and Rakim.
I love that Mount Rushmore though. I really do.
I'm gonna go Jay-Z, DMX. See, it's always hard because I gotta get Beanie Siegel in there because it's just personal. Favorite. So Jay-Z, DMX, Beanie Siegel, and Biggie.
So what I've gathered from
DMX,
this,
Beanie, and Biggie.
What I've gathered from this is that we're all big DMX fans because we all put DMX.
Yeah, that's undisputed. That's undisputed.
Pun intended. I see what you
did. That's Dark Man X, man.
They've heard me tell this story before, right? But I'm gonna tell you because you hear. So I used to work at another radio station, PCRadioLive.com, and Kool G Rap came through, and we kind of became real cool. His security was like, "Yo, G Rap mess with you. He see you with the camera," because I was like double duty. I was messing with the cameras, and I was an on-air personality. So he was like, "Yo, G Rap, he messed with you. He wanted to grab your number. He liked what you doing with the camera. This, that, nothing." Like, cool. We busted up. Went to his house in Poconos. Got to hang out with him. Showed him the DSLR, how it works, all that sort of stuff. So DMX was coming to Philly, to the TLA, and it's a concert venue on South Street here in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And G Rap hit me up like, "Yo, X just invited me to his show at the TLA. I want you to come down. I want you to shoot it because I'm shooting a documentary for myself, and I want you to get the footage for this one." You shooting a documentary and you want me to get the footage? Okay. Twist my arm. So I get there. Of course, I get there on time. Nobody knows who I am. I'm nobody. G Rap and his security, Big Nalls. Salute to Big Nalls. Who put everything together. They finally pull up. They ask where I was at. I'm like, "Yo, I'm out front." They telling me, "Well, why is you out front? That's not the interest for the talent." I never been talent, sir. So I didn't know there was a separate entrance for the talent. Mm-hmm. So they come get me. We get in there. They in the dressing room. When you a star, like, you get a pretty nice spread. Now, I thought G-Rap spread was nice, right?
But DMX's spread?
Tell them how you fanned out, though.
Listen. So, of course, X was an hour and a half late to the show.
Typical X fashion.
Yep.
Yeah, hour and a half late. The natives are getting restless. I'm backstage, so G-Rap next to me, Nas next to him as security. I'm just trying to get B-roll of the crowd. And when I finally come back from getting the crowd and the DJ for B-roll, you know, at that point, DMX like, where my mic? I said, "Oh shit, that nigga really talk like that." So he's backstage. They hand him the mic. They erupted. Shit went crazy.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that.
Started shaking. You felt this shit.
That's when he fanned out.
Goes out there. I was like, oh shit! I'm tripping now. Now I'm a fan. X is here. I've seen him live. It's like the Survival of the Illest tour. I was there. Excuse me. I've seen him at least 3 times live. Never backstage. So now he go out. He do a straight hard 15 minutes. Take his shirt off. Somebody hand him a bottle of Henny.
And you handed him your drawers.
50 push-ups. 50 push-ups. He jump up, grab the bottle. Drop that shit. I said, this nigga is a god. I've never seen nothing like this. I've never seen nothing like this. I've never seen nothing like this.
DMX is one of those, yeah.
So he finally finishes. I mean, from the time he started growling backstage to the time he walked off, the building is like this.
Jumping.
And you feel it vibrate. So he come out, they throw him a towel, he get the towel, he go up to his dressing room. So G-Rap is like, yo, give him 10 minutes, let him get himself together. I'm like, nigga, I'm not going up there, like, I'm not following him. Like, G-Rap said, all right, enough time, let's go up to his dressing room. So his dressing room was upstairs from where we was at. You open the door, it's like 5 bottles of Henny. On the other side, it's this spread of food. And I was like, who
bitches.
A dog's gotta eat.
So wait, what you want to talk about who was in there? It was me, G-Rap, Big Nas, DMX, whoever the DMX manager was, or road manager, whoever it was, that, or maybe the driver that was driving him that night was in there. That's all I'm saying on camera. Okay? But the video that I shot where DMX was giving G-Rap his flowers, I still have in my hard drive. I already sent it to G-Rap. I don't know when his documentary is coming out, but he definitely has that footage, and I'm in it. I got to take a picture, to check that shit off my bucket list, and meet DMX. He's like, come on, dog. You don't eat food? You don't drink Henny?
I can hear him saying that too. I can totally hear him saying that too.
He's like, big guy. I'm like, he really talk like this. It was one of the greatest moments in my fucking life was meeting DMX. And yes, I fanned out
Darker Man X.
When I was supposed to be filming, I was losing my shit.
I would have found out too, because DMX was the very first, like my first favorite rapper ever when I was a kid. Like I seen, like, you know, because for me it was like when I first seen DMX, I was like, who is, like, his voice? The first song I heard was we Right Here on BET. On
yeah, that was the shit.
And I was like, man, this dude, like, he's been my favorite rapper until I discovered Tupac. Until I discovered who he was, and like discovered Tupac in like 05, 04 when I was younger. That's when it totally shifted. But X, for me, his energy, his passion, the rawness, and the fact that, like, he didn't have to wow you with 1,000-syllable words.
Nope.
He just spoke from his heart, spoke from his mind.
Bro,
you felt it. You felt him.
That nigga break out and hit a prayer
in the middle of
shit,
his
have
show.
everybody crying.
In the middle of his show, he'll have girls crying, he'll have girls screaming, he'll have thugs crying, he'll have, like, the fact that, like, he did Woodstock 99 and a sea of the palm-colored folk.
Yeah, the colonizers
knew who he was and loved him.
Yo, listen. Did you hear what Jay-Z said? We had to go on after him at a show they did.
Yep, he's like,
he said this motherfucker start crying and
yep.
He said I'm supposed to. He said then this nigga poured like this drink on like he's covered in blood. Like I'm supposed to go out after that.
Like how do I top that?
Yeah.
And it goes back to what Big E said about, you know, having that impact with other rappers. You make other rappers better, or you make other rappers like want to go back in the booth and be like, DMX, his stage show made Jay-Z a better performer.
Yep.
So
DMX album start off. Dum, dum, dum,
Yeah.
He said, "What's on y'all niggas' mind? Fucking with me. I know somebody done told you about fucking with
Fucking
me.
with
Stuck
me.
in the tree is what you will be,
Yeah.
like a cat. Another dog at the bottom,
Bottom
looking
looking
up.
up.
That was
Your worst
that.
that. Your worst
Worst
nightmare. I said,
nightmare,
take it
cause I
right
take
where.
it right there. You got niggas coming, where they
Where they at?
Right
Right where?
I make them
Make
like,
him like, yeah.
floating
Floating
away.
Yo,
away.
Like, how
you know what was one of his
start the
underrated
album
joints,
like
man?
that?
His
What?
underrated joint, the ATF joint. Boom, boom, boom.
Open the
Open the
door.
door,
ATF.
Yeah.
ATF.
Play to see my girl downstairs and say you left through the basement. Go through the replacement door. Yo, that's
Yo,
my joint.
let me tell you, it's dark and hell is hot. DMX made me crash my very first car.
While listening to ATF at the end.
Crash that motherfucker. True story.
Damn.
True story. You let DMX, it's dark and hell is hot. That first, no. That second to fourth, man, I smacked this shit. I was going
That
too
shit had you hyped,
fast,
man.
trying to Dukes of Hazzard turn. My whole side said, boom.
He did a hit and run.
That's the energy that DMX's music.
Yeah.
We were watching. Me and my boys were watching the DMX Snoop Dogg versus live. Right, we were watching it on PSN. And when he did Party Up in Here, my boy Anthony, he was like, yo, I was working one day because he was working at a restaurant at the time. He was like, I was working when this song played. I almost shoulder checked the child, and I'm like, that's the kind of energy that DMX brings. He makes you want to throw a chair.
Yeah.
We had some of the best streaming moments from that too. Like I have clips.
Survival of the Illest tour.
Yeah.
It was like Nas, Foxy,
the Locks.
Mega. It was like the Firm, Locks.
Redman, Method Man.
Let me tell you how. So it was a friend of mine named Randy. He lived like a block and a half away. And Randy out of nowhere called my phone. Like, this is when house phones, wasn't no cell phones. It's a house phone.
Landline.
Rand called my house phone, landline. He like, yo, you want to go to the concert at the Man Music Center? Let me check my Palm Pilot. I ain't got shit to do. Let's go. Imagine, I just told y'all how hype and how much love I got for Dip. I mean, this is from the first time I heard this nigga, Protective My Viper, stand back.
Yeah.
Killer. So, Survival of the Illest tour. DMX was closing it at the Man. Backstage, you hear the growl. I'm like, oh shit. And then you hear like something rattling. Man, this nigga came out with the biggest link dog chain ever seen on his neck with a big ass padlock.
Did he have the bandana on the side with the triangle on the side too?
That's exactly what he had. But then he did like this. My arms was like this the whole performance. We was 5 rows away. I was doing that shit so hard. Please, DMX, see me. Please, X, see me. That's how fan that I was, bro. I was like this the whole fucking show.
And you know what? You did that the whole show saying, please, DMX, come see me. Fast forward years later, you're doing the documentary for Coogee Rap, and you just so happen to be in the presence of one of the greatest MCs to ever, two of the greatest MCs to ever do it.
I still got that picture.
A blessed time indeed.
Every Throwback Thursday, I'll post that joint. But I say that to say, like, you never know where life is going to take you, right? Mm-hmm. You have to be open to taking chances and risks and be open-minded enough to take a stab at asking a big-time creator to come on your show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, stuff like that, you just never know. I personally think that as long as you stay positive and you kind of like, I think manifestation is real. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's real. If you positive and you putting in the hard work and you prepared, only good things can happen.
Absolutely. And also just to add on that as well, be a little bit delusional. be a little bit delusional. The biggest master of delusion that I've ever seen being right here, Kobe.
Oh,
Said he was great at Mike, said he was going to be as great as Mike, said he was going to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And sure enough, he became one of the greatest basketball players of all time, 5-time NBA champion and an Oscar winner too at that.
yeah,
Like,
how about that?
that's, you can, and he became not only one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but he was the closest comparison to Mike because obviously he stole his style, but he was the closest comparison to Mike. He was my generation's Michael Jordan. So you got to be a little bit delusional. You got to be a little bit like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to be that. Even if people look at you and say, you might be a little crazy, or that's not going to happen, or whatever, because you never know. One day you'll look up and all of a sudden you have 100,000 followers on TikTok, or you have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, or whatever it is. And you look up and be like, it all that hard work, all that positive thinking, all that determination and consistency and motivation, all of that worked out, and it's going to keep going up from there.
All right. So we winded down the show. I have to ask you 2 more questions. Wait, OG, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. All right. My first question is, what's next for you? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have, now I understand you're going to continue to grow the following, to grow the brand, but ultimately, what is that delusion for you?
That delusion for me is going to be, and the thing is, a lot of people, like a lot of the times, and I've seen it with other creators as well. Once you reach a certain level, or you reach a certain subscriber count or follower count or whatever the case may be, it's like you reach that goal, all of a sudden the person, they stop trying, they start outsourcing. For me, it's like, now that I reached this 100K, and it's been a thing that I've been trying to reach for a while because it became totally accessible and attainable to me. Now that I've reached that, I have no intentions of slowing down or being like, yeah, I don't have to try anymore, I've reached my goal. No, I want to
What's your next bookmark? 150?
150, 200. Those are the 2 that I'm really shooting for. If it happens by the end of the year, if it happens by by this time next year, I'm however long it's gonna take, I'm still gonna keep being consistent and keep doing what I'm doing. Because a lot of the times too, I always get to these moments where I feel like I've run out of things. Like I've run out of things to talk about, or I've run out of content ideas and stuff. And then whenever I get to that point where I feel like I've ran out of something happens again, and I go, now it's breathed new life into me. So I always look forward to being inspired and having something motivate me. And because of that, that's why I'm gonna keep going. My camera, we back. That's why I'm gonna keep it going and keep it rolling. As far as what's next, definitely gonna look into outsourcing some of my content, because we don't know how long TikTok's gonna be around for,
Right.
And last thing I want is for my account to go down, or the app to go down, and I just become this, once was on TikTok. I want to keep this thing going because I've always wanted to, entertain and create since I was a kid. So it's like, once I outsource to YouTube, once I do more of the live streaming on Twitch, because I do a lot of the live streaming on TikTok where I do my movie nights and people come and they chill, they vibe and everything like that. I want to keep that going. I want to grow the brand to where I can start doing more stuff with other companies and other brands and things of that nature. And maybe even I want to get to a point where I don't have to spend money to go to these concerts that I vlog, or where I don't have to dream about going to a Dream Con or a Blurred Con, or I'm going to Fan Expo this weekend, but I'm going to Fan Expo as a fan. I would like to go to Fan Expo as a creator,
Host a panel.
Exactly. So it's like, I want to get to that point where RDC gives me that message and says, yo, we want to invite you to DreamCon. Or, so whoever's running Blurred Con goes, yo, we want to bring you to Blurred Con and stuff like that. I want to be able to get to that level to where I don't, it becomes my life, where it doesn't just become a little thing that I'm doing to get to, like, I want it to actually be the thing that I'm at, you know? So that's what's next for me.
So I have to ask you a tough question.
Yes, sir.
I'd be remiss if I didn't, right? Do you feel any pressure from that side of TikTok to engage in any sort of activism?
Not really. Well, when you say that side of TikTok, what do you mean by that?
I mean, specifically I'll give you an example.
Okay.
The song Jason Aldean. Like, did anybody ever engage with you and say, "Hey, Jahni, what do you think of this guy as a person of color in this song? Do you feel like it's racist, or is it a dog? Do you hear the dog whistles and the narrative that they try to paint? Don't try this in a small town." Because that was huge. It actually still is. But ever since the Alabama Melee, which is another one, does anybody come to you and say, "Hey, what's your thoughts about this?"
A lot of the times with me, like, I try my best to maybe not stray away from the hot button topics and like the things that would put me into that realm of being an activist, or like I mean, as much as I try to be as outspoken and I try to be as nuanced, and like I try to have these conversations about a lot of different things, I try not to touch the hot button topics and things of that nature, because for me it's like, unless I'm really interested in it, unless it's something that really I really feel like I have to, that needs to be said, then I will definitely talk about it. Like, for example, and we don't have to get too much into it. The whole Kyrie thing that was happening last year with the anti-Semitic things. I made a video about that. Of course, some people in the comments who took exception to me saying that I wasn't standing with Kyrie on any of that stuff. It's like, they were definitely in the comments, tussling, but I stood firm in what I said. And I do believe that, there are certain things that need to be discussed a lot deeper than, like, and needs to be understood. Like, there are certain narratives that definitely don't need to be perpetuated, and certain rhetoric that doesn't need to be perpetuated. So anytime something I feel like I need to say, because as an artist, as a creator, I do have a platform, and I should be able to use that platform for good and to shed light on good things and shed light on things that may be an issue, then I will 1000% do that. But as far as feeling pressure, I don't really feel the pressure. For me, it's just like if it comes, it comes. Like, if someone asks me to talk about it, if I'm interested in it, I'll talk about it. But if nobody's asking me, to talk about it, if they don't come to me for that type of stuff, then I'm not going to perpetuate it. I'm not going to feed into it. But if I do feel a responsibility to talk about it, and if there's a way that, let's say, for example, if there's a certain topic that I'm talking about or whatever, there's certain thing that I'm talking about, and it sort of relates to an ongoing world issue, if I can find a way to bridge that into the content that I'm already making, then I'll do that. But for the most part, I kind of just want to just do what I'm doing and speak when I need to, essentially.
Bro, I'm definitely a fan of what it is that you're doing. One of my favorite creators. I'm super appreciative of you coming on and giving me an opportunity, giving the network an opportunity, lending your likeness and your name and your brand to somebody who's, trying. Like, there's nothing I can really do for you, but let you know how much I appreciate you giving us an opportunity. I will ask, when will you be coming back? Will you come back at some point?
Oh, I'll definitely come back. I was gonna say, like, anytime, if you ever want me to come back for anything, if it's like for whatever ideas you have, or if you want to, extend our conversation even more, and ask me some more questions that may come to you, I'll definitely come back, if my schedule permits it. But I will definitely come back. I would definitely love to come back. And I have to say that, like, as a
I could
young black
ghostwrite
male,
for you. I could ghostwrite for you.
I have no problem with that. But as
You can clean the stories up for me.
don't worry, I got you. I'll make it a little bit more palatable for a wider demographic and a wider audience.
Yes.
But as a young black male, who's also trying and also doing it, I do admire and applaud you guys, both young and old, respectfully, for having this network and having this podcast and talking about hip hop and anime and whatever it is you guys feel compelled to talk about on your show, and sharing your perspective, AOG, from your perspective as an OG.
We talk about anything.
Pardon?
We talk about anything, and that shit go off the rails.
Yeah, this show goes off the rails a lot, bro.
And you guys are unapologetically black and unapologetic about it, and that's
100%.
We need 100%. So I appreciate
100%.
that. What happened to Big E?
His shit come from Ghana, so
Wait, am I gone?
No, you're back. You're back.
His Moroccan internet hookup, went bad a little bit.
Moroccan internet.
Tiffany did that. That was Tiff.
I think that was
Tiff took you down.
That was Tiff saying. That's Tiff saying, "Yo, y'all have 2 minutes. Time to go."
No, that was rude.
Right,
no,
but yeah, go ahead.
No, you know what? You deserve that, bitch. For all the times you be dropping people off. Get him again, Tiff. Take his bitch ass. Take that nut ass nigga down.
Oh nah, Tiff. You know what you got to do next.
Take his nut ass down, Tiff.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Nice.
Again, like I said, it'll go off the rails. Last two things, bro. Where are the Hey Yo t-shirts?
The Hey Yo t-shirts are coming. You know what? I forgot to even say that as far as
oh shit, I got a Hey Now on.
Hey Now.
See, I'm okay. So definitely the Hey Yo t-shirts are coming.
Oh shit. Yo, that was so not scripted. That's crazy.
Like you said, we go off the rails.
That shit was on the top of the clean clothes, and I just picked it up.
But yeah, the Hey Yo t-shirts are coming. The Hey Yo, I'm gonna have like Hey Yo t-shirts, Hey Yo stickers, just to start small. That Hey Yo logo that you guys will see in the video, in the beginning of my video, sometimes it's like in the style of the Hey Arnold logo or the Hey Arnold font.
Yeah,
that's gonna be on t-shirts and things of that nature. I'm just working on where to distribute it and how to actually go about distributing it and things of that nature. But yes, the Hey Yo t-shirts are coming, the Hey Yo stickers, the Hey Yo mugs.
We're gonna have a Hey Yo versus Hey Now versus.
What would be the content though? Would it just be like
Will Smith, your take on Will Smith, man?
All right. Okay.
Now,
okay.
You know what you should make him do? So I know you used to write rhymes. Ooh. Make him bad to you.
I'm gonna get a ghostwriter.
It's been a minute for me still, so I might be a little rusty.
You listen. The pen game don't lead because it's here.
It's true. It's here. It's here.
And that muscle, you exercise that muscle every day.
Well, I would venture to say that. Since you had a fledgling rap career and you gave it up, that you was generic and you knew better than to come out with that shit.
Damn. it's that, and also the city of Toronto is kind of weird. But yeah, we could set that up. I mean, you just give OG like a good 5 months of preparation to find the right ghost.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely gonna need it. Jahni, thank you so much for coming through. Make sure you guys follow him on TikTok, Instagram, especially YouTube, because we don't know what's happening with TikTok. I think I heard something about they snuck it into a bill where it could be coming down. but that's at THEJAHNI. I will be promoting the fuck out of it. So
Well, I'm
follow
like
all my
Jadakiss.
pages.
I don't do Instagram. I don't do TikTok.
Follow
Real
the
quick,
big exclusive network on the big exclusive network on everything. I'll be sure when he drops the t-shirts, I'll post a link. I'll make sure I get me one. I'll make sure I get a few to give
I'm definitely
away
gonna get me one.
to everybody who tuned in. I can't thank you enough for stopping by. I appreciate you taking the time. I will most certainly, when we have another appropriate situation, or you got something you want to come back and promote, hopefully I catch next movie night. If I'm not, you know what I mean, producing or doing another live show. But and if you're ever in Philadelphia, if you ever want to come to Philadelphia,
Don't go to Kensington.
I will roll out, bro, the safest, most fun red carpet ever for you.
I appreciate that. And the offer still goes as well. Like, it goes both ways. If you ever come out to Toronto, preferably in the summertime, because that's when Toronto is at its best.
Yeah.
You know,
with the cookies and shit.
Just hit me up, and I'll roll out the safest red carpet that I can roll out for you. And also just wanted to give a special love and respect to you guys at Big Exclusive. A big love and shout out to if you guys are watching, KRT or KORT. My
He had a couple people that you didn't see on that. She put the comments up.
Yeah, exactly.
Tiff, if you could run through his people so he could shout them out, Tiff, if you can, because he didn't notice it a couple of times. They went up and came right down.
Yeah. What's the goal beyond the followers? Well, I've already explained that one, but shout out to my boy Keon, my boy Tushan, Shaq, Fox, everybody from the KRT family. Shout out to NWB. I know you guys are watching, Rashidi Peralta. Big shout out to the new crew I'm a part of, HVH, High Value Hip Hop, Chris Pendant, Adri if she's watching, AJ if you're watching, Wows, Nas, it's going down. Everybody, we only gonna keep going up from here. Again, shout out to AOG.
All right, man, you take it easy. All right.
You too, man. Thank you.
Appreciate the love. That's Jahni, ladies and gentlemen. Follow, show love, support. OG, we always do a final thought, and he just leaves. He just dumps off screen. Ignorant. The boy is ignorant. He just ignorant. I'm gonna do what I do every week. Kayla, Cameron, Daddy do not have the vocabulary to express how much he love you. Just know I love you more than life itself. I'm really excited about the Big Exclusive Network and where we're headed. Being able to get Jahni tonight on the podcast and on the network was super dope and super great. I need y'all to continue to do y'all part. Share the streams, share the lives, share the videos, subscribe, like, comment. Special salute to Tiffany Ann, president of the network, putting in work. Special salute to Luke, who's coming in and doing an amazing job with our social media. Salute to Dom, who's been keeping our books, pretty damn good. Salute to Darius, her co-host on Melanated Vibration. Salute to the ladies of Women's Wellness Wednesdays, to Rika Bright and Miss T. Michelle. Look for some new talent coming. Look for more great guests like Jahni. Please go out and support the guests that we bring on. Follow his social media. That's at THEJAHNI, pronounced Jahni.
I'm back.
Make sure you guys, thank you. Make sure you guys support the people that we bring on. It's important, man, for y'all to show love. We want more people to come hang out with us, have fun. We're building a dope fan base full of dope people who showing a lot of love, and we want to continue to build that in our community. And the only way to do that is continue to show love to the people who show love to us. We will be live Coming up September 23rd, Comedy Brunch. Big exclusive podcast. The whole network will be live. We're going to have the flyer available for you guys in the morning, or you can check for it tomorrow night on Women's Wellness Wednesday with Reek and T. Michelle. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a while since we did a live show.
Yeah, it's been about almost a year since Flight did his taping for that comedy special.
Yeah, so
that was like November.
In on a little something, I got to see the comedy.
I got a little nugget. He sent me a little nugget.
He sent you a little nugget too?
He sent me a little nugget.
Yo, that comedy special should be coming out on Netflix, right?
I didn't talk to him about it. He just sent it to me. I didn't talk to him about it.
I'm not really sure, but I believe it's coming out on Netflix.
I know it was on. I know it's supposed to be on Prime or something, right?
Oh, so wait, is it Amazon or Netflix?
I think it was Amazon. I'm not sure, but I only came back on for one specific reason. I wanted to come on and give my young boy a shout out. My son, 16 years old. He went and did everything that he needed to do to become a certified lifeguard. He got a summer job at the William Penn House downtown. So he starts back school next week. So he actually went out and got another job at and to be a lifeguard during school time. You get 3 days a week during the school year to be a lifeguard, man. He's 16 years old. He went out and he did his thing. And I just wanted to shout you out, dude. I'm proud of you.
I know that's right, man. You're taking the initiative. And I will say, I feel like that's a direct reflection of him having a father who's present. He's not taking a shot at anybody. But I always say this about fatherhood. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Fellas, let's be as present as we can be in our kids' life. This has been the Big Exclusive Podcast. I love y'all. Salute y'all. Hope to see y'all tomorrow night on Women's Wellness Wednesday.
You say I'm arrogant. I say damn right. That's pride. Pride in the saying I am. Now tune into the Big Exclusive Podcast, available on all podcast platforms or the BEpodcast.com. Listen now or I'll eat your whole race. Oh, and you better like or subscribe or else.